What's up, everyone? Welcome to Triple L once again. This is our second episode. You're rolling with Ghetto and Earl. Today we're very excited because of the topic that we're talking about. Maybe you can say it's linked to the first episode, so be sure to look at the first episode before you jump onto this one. Today we're talking about happiness, Mr. Earl.
That's right.
Happiness. Is it even possible for one to be happy?
Absolutely. Everything is possible.
Absolutely.
Bro.
Like, I don't see happiness on Teddy right now.
Oh my God.
Even his head is on the side. He's just...
Teddy's feeling down
It's
today,
like he's not happy to be with us today.
Okay, but I bet by the end of this podcast, he'll be like super...
Very happy.
Because we'll be spitting out that knowledge, bro. Like, yeah.
Okay, I think so too. Okay, so... happiness.
That's right.
This is a very broad topic, and I think people are wondering how exactly are we gonna tackle happiness, because people need to be happy out there, and
absolutely
it seems like nobody's happy.
Yeah.
So first, before we talk about happiness, I would like us to talk about what we ended up talking about last time, which was depression, insecurity, and lack of self-esteem.
That's right.
People have all these attributes.
Yeah.
But I think there's one thing that they don't realize that goes along with the depression and the low self-esteem, which is arrogance.
That's right.
What do you know about arrogance in connection to the depression and things of this sort?
I think, arrogance somehow plays a bigger part in being depressed. Because one thing you recognize, if you're arrogant, that means you cannot listen to other people, right?
Yes.
So somebody who might be happy, trying to pass that happiness to you, you might not find it, because in your mind, what you thinking, I'm good. I don't need what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah, so arrogance can play a bigger part in that.
And I think most of the people who are depressed most of the time, they are not able to open up their hearts.
Right.
And they don't realize that there's arrogance working in the whole situation, because the fact that you don't want to open up your heart to another person means that you think that you can't trust them. It's as if they're not qualified to know about my feelings and things of that sort.
Right.
So also, again, this arrogance and depression and low self-esteem, they are caused by one thing that seems to be perfection. And I think we touched on that on the last episode when we talked about social media, trying to post perfect things.
That's right.
But is perfection really a thing? Does it exist? Can one truly be perfect?
I'll say perfection is like a mile away that you cannot reach. I can't even say a mile, because a mile you can reach there.
You can reach it, but
it exists infinity. So that means if you take 100 years to live, that means you can never find it.
You can never find it.
That's right. So perfection is not real.
It's not real.
Yeah,
it's not real. I like that, because a lot of people out there are pursuing perfection in things that they do, maybe their talent and everything else, and you can see the link between this perfection and the arrogance and the depression, because as you look at people in their own lives, they want to be perfect, aiming at perfection, but they always keep failing, which then produces the whole depression.
That's right.
And arrogance.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for people to realize that perfection is not the cause of depression.
That's right.
But perfection also is a symptom of something.
Actually, you can be happy without having a perfect life, that we can say.
Because if you want to be happy, you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
There is a way of being happy, and perfection is not included in the steps. And most people don't realize this, but the main cause of all this perfection, depression, and all this is a weak heart.
Yeah.
How can you describe a weak heart?
A weak heart, for me, if I can explain it, is that heart that can never get to receive any information that might be passed on. I can explain it this way. Let's say I'm in the class with you. We're in high school. So I don't know math. You know math. So the fact that I don't know, but you know, and I don't want to accept in my heart that I don't know. So I'll just try to figure it by myself.
Mm.
So, but you might have that thing to offer me, but I might not be ready to, accept
it.
Yeah. So like it's weak, but you think in your mind you don't think it's weak.
It's weak.
It's like prideful, and it's ego that's controlling you. So yeah, that's a weak heart.
So I think it's very important for people to realize that it first starts from inside. And if you have a weak heart, then situations around and everything else around, because you lack something that we're going to talk about as we continue on, that's something that you lack is causing all these things to make you see the world in a very different way, where you get depressed, where you strive for perfection that is impossible, And I think that thing that we're going to talk about is trusting oneself.
Exactly.
When you trust yourself so much that you don't want to listen to other people, that becomes a very big problem.
Yeah, it's a disaster in your life, because it's the same thing. Like taking an example of this cup right here. So let's say you got maybe a drink in there. I got water. So for me to receive your drink, that means my cup is full of water, right?
Yeah.
That means I gotta spill this water first before I can receive that. Or else if I mix it, then it's not gonna be a pure drink.
Yeah.
And it's gonna mess up my water.
Yeah.
So like the thing is though, you gotta first learn the concept that you have to empty this cup to receive the drink inside. So yeah, that's what it is.
I think I like the illustration that you just made. Let me just
Yeah, that's right.
This is good tea. This is good tea. Okay, so trusting oneself, the big problem. This stems from a weak heart.
Yeah.
A weak heart that is trusting itself to be the perfect person, but is always failing. And as a result of failing, always getting into depression, feeling like, I don't know what to do about myself. Like I always fail. I'm always a failure.
Yeah.
But there's another way. There's another way to be happy, and that is through a strong heart.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about building a strong heart. How would you define a strong heart?
A strong heart, I think, is the opposite of the weak heart, right? So a strong heart, here is the example that I'm gonna give. There are level of thoughts. There are what we call level of thoughts. There is a first level of thought, the second, the third, right? So people who live in the first level of thought, these are people who say, I'm always right, right? So they can never listen to anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, they can never accept anything from anybody, because they think they're perfect, and what
Better
they
than
think
everyone
is
else.
better. Yeah, so the second one is that the second level of thought have people that says, okay, I can accept what you gotta offer if only I'm wrong, right? So only if I'm wrong, not if I'm right, only if I'm wrong. So, and then we have people who live in the third level of thought, right? So these are people who can say, I accept what you gotta say, even though like I know I'm right. I just have to accept and listen to what you gotta say.
That's very true. That's very true. And I like that. So a strong heart means that you're able to deny yourself, that you're able to accept other people's opinions and information, so that you also grow as an individual.
That's right.
So once you're able to deny that thought of yourself that I know about this much more, or this person cannot help me, you never really know. There's this fruit, right? I know you know it, the durian fruit, right?
That's right.
So it smells really terrible.
Exactly.
Really, really terrible.
My God.
But inside, it's so juicy and nicey and all those things.
Yeah.
So I think the problem that we see with us in this generation is that we tend to judge people out of what we see in the outside.
Yeah, the outside part.
But we never really know if this person can help us.
Absolutely.
Because the brain is here, and you don't know how much information the other person's brain has. So he can help you so much more than you can by yourself.
Yeah, actually, as people, we don't really know about ourselves that we don't know anything. So we think we know that much, but we don't know anything. We can just be deceived by our thoughts. Just from seeing you at the first sight, if it's my first time to see you, I'm already having the thoughts in my mind that I perceive you as smart, dumb, or whatever you can,
I really think so.
Yeah.
So there are things that we need to realize in order to build that strong heart. And number one is that perfection is impossible. Perfection is really impossible, and you can never, even if you try for 1,000 years,
you can never
reach that level where we say you are perfect.
Right.
Okay. So number two also. We can never control the outcomes, can we?
Yeah, no, we cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think most people are just trying to control everything in their lives. And once things fail, then that's a problem.
Absolutely. We can never control those. So what we have to do is, what we can control is our thoughts, right? We can control the way we see things, our perspective towards things. If making an example again, I got a bunch of examples.
I see today.
Yeah. So like, let's say I don't have money, alright? So then you don't have money too. We got the same problems, right? So if you can become happy, right? Then I can be sad. So that means we got the same problem, but the way we see things, the way we perceive these problems in our lives is different, right? So it's the same thing. We can't really control the outcomes and the situations, but we can control our minds, our perspective towards things in our lives.
Some people are trying to control time. Some people are trying to control people that they love. Some people are trying to control the situations that come to them. Especially during this time of Corona, where people are losing lives.
Right.
We would want our loved ones to be with us.
That's right.
We're constantly losing them.
Yeah.
And some of them are just getting the coronavirus. You can't control whether your father or your mother gets coronavirus.
Absolutely.
So I think that is very important. And
Yeah.
also, this has to be a cause for something. When you feel in your heart that I can never really attain something by just trying to be perfect all the time, and this thing does not define my happiness as an individual. When you know that, okay, I cannot dwell in this mind of mine. Right. Because once I dwell in this mind of mine, I always think that what I say is always right.
That's right. And
I will never be right all the time.
That's why you gotta like accept what other people's perspectives are. So somebody who might know something more than you, who might know about the problem you're going through, he might lead you to the solution, and you never know.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And I think that's when you build meaningful relationships with people.
That's right.
When you start to connect with them, and not just connecting with them just to prove that you're better than them, but really trying to understand them, and they trying to also understand you, and building that trust between you and the other individuals, so that you get to grow together, learn from the other person, and don't dwell in your own mind. Because you know how math has different solutions for like problems. You know that there's method 1, method 2, method 3.
That's right.
And you might find that method 1 that you're using is not so good.
That's right.
And you understand method 3 better after you learn it from somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think that is very important. Also, I think when we come to trusting oneself, it's something that leads you to perfection. But once you get to not trusting yourself, but also listen to others also. You don't strive for perfection, but perfection just comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It comes because it's not really we are saying that it has to be perfect. But because it's something that you connected with somebody else, and you started a relationship and you came up with something, it becomes a huge deal to you.
And the thing is though, you don't deal with this thing, you don't deal with the problems in your life by yourself. You got like, if you're smart, I'm smart too, because I'm listening to you. Then that knowledge you got, it passes to me.
Listen to So it's very important, helping us to maintain relationships with ourselves, caring for ourselves, and also by listening to others, we're able to grow as individuals, while also others learn from us, they can grow. So it's a win-win situation.
Vice versa.
But when you strive for perfection with a weak heart, it's a one-win situation. You always want to win and others to lose. Which is the problem and why people keep failing.
That's right.
So that's how you get happiness. That's how you become fulfilled. and that's how you get to be selfless. Remember we talked about arrogance, but now we're talking about selfless. Yeah,
that's right.
You get to take other people as human beings, and not yourself as the human being, and them as animals. Or things like that.
That's right. Hey, here's the thing: if you take somebody less, right, that means you're on top of them. So that means anything that they say, you're already despising it, regardless of how good it is, how useful it is. You're already rejecting it. So it's like, nah.
That's true. That's true. Okay, guys, so we've come to the end of our episode. It's been really good. I think I really learned a lot from listening to Brother L here.
Oh yeah, I learned from you, bro.
So you see the heart
you the one.
And I think Teddy's head just went down.
Yeah,
he's excited. Welcome, Teddy.
Yeah, I see the head up, right?
It's hell time. So you see, this is what happens when you get to connect with other people, and you get to experience life with a different perspective than from living in your own mind and always striving to be better than other people. But when you work together with other people, you can cook up a storm.
That's right.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.
One thing you gotta mention is that these people gotta subscribe.
Oh, okay.
These people better do the thing.
You will do the things. Okay, so guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get videos every day when we upload. And then you can like our videos and comment down below. We will be liking you and we will be responding.
Oh man.